Cvent Connect has been running in the US for a number of years, but now the eventtech specialists have brought the roadshow to Europe. So what are we doing here?
Yeah, so we've been running Cvent Connect in the US for over 5 years. We've had a great turnout in our US events, but what we noticed is a lot of Europeans and Asians were coming out to the US, and so we thought it was time to have a European conference simply because we now have over 1,700 organizations. We have 120 people. That's up from 4 people just 3 or 4 years ago, and we thought it was time to have a conference that really brings everyone together, and it gives us a great chance to listen to our customers and for them to network with each other and actually understand people who are using Cvent and get best practices. So we're super excited that we got about 400 people here, which is better than our first US conference when we first launched. We only had 150. So the Europeans are already off to a better start than our American conference.
Indeed. So what does Reggie think makes Europe an important market?
So UK is an important market for us because, first, it's always easiest when you're an American company to come to English-speaking countries. It gives you a base to start off with because you don't have to make a lot of localization changes to your product. But now that we've been in Europe for so long, we've localized our products, so now we can work with the entire, pan-European continent, not just with the UK. And so what's been real helpful is that since we've been here now for about 7 years, and even though we just opened an office, just as I mentioned, 4 years ago, it's really given us a chance to get to know the customers, to understand that business is done a little differently here, both from a product perspective and a business perspective, and so we've been able to adjust. And I think also the market's maturing here, so now people are moving more towards technology, and I think we're catching it at the right time where people are more open-minded to leverage technology to transform their meetings and events.
The US was the early adopter of eventtech, while Europe has remained altogether rather more suspicious. Do we find that the pen is mightier than the app?
Look, the US has been a quicker adopter of meetings technology and event technology. The good news is we were able to learn a lot from that, and as we brought it to Europe, it was more advanced. And look, here's what we've learned, in the European market. Business is done, person to person. It's very important. It is important in the US, but in Europe, I think it's a little bit more important. And so a lot of people were afraid that by putting technology, it gets in between your relationship with your attendee, your customer, your supplier. But I think what they've learned is it actually enhances it because it allows you when you leverage technology, it allows you to have a more personalized experience with them. It certainly doesn't get in the way of you building that personal relationship. And as we say, when you leverage event technology, it has a multiplier effect on human connection. And so that's what I think technology does, and I think now Europeans are starting to see what technology can bring for the experience of the attendee and the meeting planner, and we can start focusing on the things that matter instead of doing the administrative tasks that can be automated.
That's one side covered. So how have the delegates found the event?
So everybody I've been speaking to among the attendees have been really excited. I think there's 2 things. One is that they're very excited about the program that we have and about the opportunity with all the people we're bringing together. But I think they're really interested and excited about the fact that they can get to be here and network with loads of people, and I think that's a special part of it.
So what has made the conference an overall success?
On the event, I think it's just make sure that everybody gets stuck in, everybody gets involved, and make sure that they really engage, because a big piece of this conference is not just about Cvent talking to them or the other industry experts we brought in, it's about them talking to us and them talking to each other. That's the most important part of the conference.